Well, good evening. My name is Clay Shepler, and I wanted to first start by saying what an absolute blessing and honor it is to be here tonight and to share a little bit about how Whisper has not only impacted the students at my school, Fellowship Christian, but also my life personally. It has been said that loneliness is not feeling alone, but the feeling that no one really cares. And in a recent 2021 poll by the Mental Health Foundation, it stated that 69%, or as Brian said, 73 around there, of adolescents ages 13 to 19 feel like they're alone, and that 59% feel like they have nobody to talk to. And when I was first starting out at Fellowship in 8th grade, I was one of those kids. I was on the outs. I felt isolated, and I felt alone. I saw firsthand the obvious social cliques that, as we all know, all schools have. And I knew that there needed to be a cultural change, and that change needed to start with the students. So, as when I met Brian last fall, and he introduced me the Whisper movement, I knew how much of an impact such a simple message could make on our school. And I knew that that this was something that could help facilitate change in our student body in a quiet but intentional way. When Whisper was just starting out, I'm not really sure the students really knew what it was. They were probably just coming for the free pizza or because their friends were coming. But what was encouraging was that as more and more students began to come, more of them began to grasp what Whisper really was. Athletes and musicians and academics alike were all coming together to sit and discuss how they could be culture changers and how just a whisper could form a movement, how that movement could form a community, and how that community could make an impact at their school. One of the many ways Whisper has impacted me was this past fall. I was dealing with an injury that impacted my football season, and during this hardship, Whisper gave me a place where I could voice and share the process of how the Lord was using the trial I was facing to strengthen my relationship with Him. I realized that sharing our struggles and victories shows our humanity, and that being open and encouraging others and communicates that we are not alone. Two of the ways I've seen Whisper impact our school the most are that it has, one, decreased the feeling of isolation amongst the students, specifically impacting the intentional and now frequent conversations in the halls and relational connections being formed with the tools Whisper has founded. The students now know what a healthy, encouraging relationship and friendship should look like. Secondly, the movement has broken social cliques in the school by creating a community-focused mission, rooted in making sure nobody feels left out. And because students have become more vulnerable, they have began to voice their opinions that have fueled the desire to make them and everyone feel a part of their school, feel heard, and feel seen. Although you might not think a private Christian school could possibly need this kind of movement, Whisper has given students at Fellowship and many other schools the unique opportunity to break down their walls in a setting where students are comfortable with deeper and more real conversations. The reality is that it's easy to hide behind chapel services and Bible classes and busy school days, but Whisper has made it possible for students to begin changing the culture of a school in simple ways from the inside out. So I wanted to thank y'all for being here tonight. Thank you for investing in the mental, social, and spiritual health of this next generation, because your investment is really making a difference. Thank you for listening to me about something I care so much about, and I hope you will consider continuing supporting this incredible movement and the foundations behind what I believe every student in America should have the opportunity to benefit from. Coretta Scott King once said, "The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassion of its members." Through this movement, I now know that a ripple of change can begin with one act of compassion, and that the silence of loneliness can be broken with one whisper. Thank you.